What's up? Welcome. This clip, it's not even a clip. This is going to be an entire episode. But before we get into that, I always forget to ask people to like and subscribe right at the door. That's how you be making your channel grow. So as soon as you open the video, just click that like right there and hit subscribe too because I got more of these coming. It's not going to all be stuff like this either. It's going to be a lot of different stuff. But this next uh hour, I know you see how long this video is going to be. This next hour is going to be pretty reflective, introspective, vulnerable, very relatable, and it's just basically about making peace with what you oppose in your mind. I call it just making peace with my dark side, my flip side. Everybody has a flip side. Everybody has a dark streak inside them. Everybody has a little bit of that inside of them. And you have to acknowledge it in yourself in order to become a fully balanced person. It doesn't make you a good person to just deny the evil inside of you. You can call it evil, you can call it whatever you want, darkness, whatever. But it doesn't make you a good person just to deny that. You have to acknowledge that and make the choice to do better. There's a lot of people who like to point out the evil in the world and haven't even confronted the evil within themselves yet. I'm on the road to doing that. And this next hour is me documenting the steps I took to get there and how it went. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you haven't gotten there yet. I would say enjoy. I wouldn't want anybody to enjoy this or just relate or whatever you want to call it. But I guess now is the time where I'll be like, damn, I cried. I'm about to cry in front of everybody. Now is the time where I'm glad I really don't have that many viewers or subscribers. I don't want anybody to see me cry. Well, not seeing me cry or hear me cry, but not that much. But if it touches you, I hope you can relate. It's 9:11 a.m. Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. This is episode 188 of Common Sense from the Collective Consciousness. What I say might seem like common sense to you or anyone who's smarter than me or who spent more time thinking about it than I have, but I'm on my own journey at my own pace. And if I happen to contradict anything I've said in the past, it's just a result of my growth or my ability to see things from another perspective. I'm soaking in the bath right now. As you can hear, it's silent. So I'm just taking some, carving out some time and space to connect with the universe, tune in. I have an intention. I have something I want to talk about on this episode. And I have a few things I guess I want to talk about on this episode. So, yesterday was December the 21st. And that's what they call it, winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. I don't know why it's always seemed like some sort of significant, poignant day, but it kind of has. This whole time of year is pretty, I don't know if I want to say, rough or judge it good or bad, but I guess, what I used to say,
I'm like the modern day Scrooge. I always had the holiday blues. Something like that. Some sort of cute rhyme I wrote, but it's true. And I've talked about why I felt that way during the holidays, but as I get older and time passes and I process it better, as I process it more with a more mature mind and more experience behind me to reference it to, um, I guess I just frame it differently and understand it better. So on the last episode, I talked about acknowledging my dark side, like, because I know that I have love in my heart, and I'm not that, I'm not so keen on denying my dark side, and that's because I know what comes of that. I've seen what comes of that. I've, obviously observed that and experienced it. And I've just become more comfortable acknowledging my darkness, or my polarity, I should say. I guess I could say it that way also. The yin to my yang. The yin to my yang. Or the yang to my yang. Is it yin and yang or yan and yin? Yin, 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 yin. But my flip side, whether it be, how do I judge it? Oftentimes before I had referred to it or him or whatever it is as the one who refers to me as you, my inner voice, whatever. And recently, I've even tried to disassociate it and give it a name. Like it's, not a part of me, but even still acknowledging that it's within me and it is a part of me in a way. I mean, in a way, it is me. It is me. But in order to try to, not feel as bad or feel as heavy or pressured by it, or not to feel as, I guess, indicted by its thoughts and actions, I try to dissociate it and I call it DEMEON. My dark side, whatever. But, like I said, I've been more actively trying to come to terms with it and stop running from it and stop denying it like it's not a part of me. I even remember, now I'm starting to remember when I used to say yo, that's not me. That's not even me. That's not me. That's DEMEON. All these dark thoughts, all these, feelings that I feel that I'm not proud of. That's not me. That's not me. That's not who I am. That's DEMEON. And I try to disassociate it. I run from it. And like I keep saying, even this year, I said, my capacity for savagery has grown. DEMEON has gotten stronger, hungrier, you know. He roars louder. The thoughts are more vivid and more prominent. And to be honest, I'm scared of that. I'm scared of that. I'm scared. I'm scared to show it to people. I'm scared to experience it within myself. I'm ashamed of it. I forgot what website or what account of something that I have. Some website or some account. And you know how the accounts, they have security passwords So you like select a security question, and it gives you, you're supposed to give them an answer. And one of the questions is, who do you fear the most? Without hesitation, I always say myself. I'm not scared of anybody, really. Really. I'm not scared of anybody except myself, except the person who I might have to be during the most stressful times. I'm scared of that person. I'm scared of what that person's gonna do. I'm scared of who that person's gonna be in those times where it has to manifest itself. Myself. That's what I'm most afraid of. And that's what I always keep running from. That's that is kind of like who it is or what it is when I'm in darkness, in silence, in stillness, and aloneness, and nothingness, and emptiness. Nothing but me. I remember those times where I wake up in the middle of the night on Sundays. On Sunday nights, Sundays be my worst days. Those Sunday nights going into Monday be my worst days, where I feel that hole in my soul, and it's like a vacuum. It's like a black hole sucking in. It literally feels like a black hole just sucking in, and I just feel so bad. Like even just thinking about it, just simulating that feeling, just brings me back to that feeling of just longing and emptiness and all kinds of things I do to cope with that. And I experience that to different extents all throughout my existence, like throughout the day, different times a day, different days of the week, different times of the year. And that's what I run from. So I constantly try to stimulate myself with whatever. I'm not going to go down the list of things that I try to stimulate myself with. Certain things I abuse, certain things I feel like I'm addicted to, and that's why I try to fast. That's why I try to intentionally go without some of these things, because, in actuality, I am whole without it. I don't need any of those things. But I lose sight of that when I feel that feeling, and it just comes over me so hard. And sometimes I finally just let go. I release myself from that feeling, and I just acknowledge, like, this is it. This is it. This right here, this moment, this emptiness, this silence, this darkness, this stillness, this aloneness. All it is just me here now. So, not last night, but the night of December 21st, I was, listening to some psychology, philosophy type stuff, and I came across some Carl Jung, and it was talking about, your dark side, your shadow side, or whatever, however you want to refer to it. I'm pretty familiar with it. I'm familiar with the different ways of describing it and characterizing it and attributing different things to it, but the one I watched the other night was particularly poignant because it said something to me that just hit different. And it hit different and so real. And it just made me think, like, duh. Common sense, obviously. So I can't completely paraphrase the whole thing, but the main gist I got from it was basically that shadow side, that dark side, that thing I'm running from, the evil that I'm trying to deny. It sounds like obvious now, but I am it. What if I am it? I am it. But like I thought of it like, I try to dissociate. Like I'm the good one and that's the dark side. Like I'm the good side and that's the dark side. What if I'm the dark side and that's the light side? What if they're flipped? What if I'm running from the light? I think I'm running from the darkness, but what if I'm actually running from the light? And then I realized, and then I just started breaking down. I just started crying. I gave myself a moment. I went to the bathroom. I was at work. I went to the bathroom. I looked in the mirror and I realized, like, that's like I'm running from the light. I'm the dark one, but I'm also the light one. We are one and the same. How am I trying to separate? Why am I trying to separate? Why am I trying to dissociate? We are one and the same. He is me. I am him. Right? Aren't we? It sounds like common sense because it just is. Like I just figured out the thing that is what it is. Did I figure it out or did I acknowledge it? So this stretch of time where I've been going like sober and disciplined and just denying myself the pleasures that stimulate me. It brings that demon up. It makes me frustrated. It makes me angry. It just makes me go, I want, 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 my desires. I want this, I want that. I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. It just makes me prickly and aggy and angry and snappy. And I'm walking around with murder on my face all the time. I'm walking around with murder on my spirit all the time. Most of the time. And like, this is how I always was before, but I was trying to mask it like years before. I don't know if I talked about it last year, but I don't, different times of year when I talked about it, I try to hide it. I put on this smile, you know. I try to wear this normal dude disguise, this, like I'm not who I am. That's why I've been working out like a demon. That's why I'm so shredded. I'm so in shape right now. I'm shredded. Like I look in the mirror, I'm just shredded with no flex, everything. My chest, my arms, my shoulders, my traps, my abs, everything, my thighs, everything. I'm just shredded with no flex. Cause and I acknowledged it. I acknowledged it last night too. I'm beating the shit out of myself. I'm beating the shit out of myself, and I always do. I always say I kick my own ass. The other day I just acknowledged. Anytime I ever got injured, it's me injuring myself. All this time that my left shoulder that still hasn't 100% healed, I heard it. I heard it with that aggressive extra energy years ago, back in like 2013. I'm doing like, that was the first time I ever injured the shoulder. Just with so much extra aggression and energy. Like even, after I finish my workout, I'm still not satisfied. I'm mad that I have to end it. I'm mad that I can't just stay there perpetually and beat the shit out of myself. I'm angry. I'm dissatisfied. I want more. I want more pain. I want more work. More. More stimulation. So even after I'm done my workout, I'm in the mirror staring myself down, staring into my own soul. I'm in the mirror like it's a face-off, like a UFC fighter face-off. Like I'm just staring myself down, just in silence, just looking into the demon's eyes, just staring my demon right in the face. I'm just staring at him, staring at him. And I'm looking at him like he's a demon. Staring him down like, yo, trying to convince myself, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. I'm staring at him. I'm staring at him. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. Just staring, staring, just staring deep, staring deep. You know? For what though? It's like I'm preparing myself for a battle, for a physical battle I'm never gonna be able to fight against myself. I always, even as a kid, I always wished I could fight myself. Like if I had a twin brother, if I had a twin, if I had a clone, I wish I could fight him. He would be my greatest competition. He is. But he's not out here in the physical world. I'm never gonna be able to fight him. I'm never gonna be able to compete against him. And that's what I feel like I'm beating the shit out of myself in practice and training and workouts, preparing my body, preparing myself for some physical battle I'm never gonna be able to fight against myself. But I fight it in my head. I fight it in my spirit, and it tortures me. It tortures me. That's why I'm so tortured. So after I acknowledged all of that in the mirror last night, the other night, I was just like, all right, so now what? If you know you're never gonna be able to fight me, what are we gonna do now? Make peace. Make peace with me. Be at peace with me. If you can't fight me, what are you gonna do? Torture me forever? Are you gonna torture me forever? Am I gonna torture you forever? Are we gonna torture each other forever? Make peace. So I extended my hand, as if to like extend my hand in peace, like for a handshake, like take my hand. I'm in the mirror. But then in the mirror, obviously, at first it was my right hand, in the mirror it's my left hand. You don't shake hands with your left hand. So I turned, and then I put out my left hand. But in the mirror it was my right hand, obviously. It's a mirror image. But like me, I don't shake hands with my left hand. So in the real world, I have my left hand out, and it just feels weird. It's like, wait. So then I put both hands out, and it looks exactly like a peace offering, and that's what it was in the mirror. I had both hands out like a peace offering, and I made peace, and I acknowledged that I know it's only temporary. I know it's only going to be temporary. I know at some point in time I'm going to be tortured by myself again. I know at some point in time I'm going to want again. I'm going to have to force myself to do something I don't want to do again. I'm going to have to make myself suffer again. But that is what it is. That's how it has to be. We are required to suffer in order to make progress. So once I acknowledge those things, I just, and I'm teary-eyed. Like I'm absolutely teary-eyed. I'm just like, I'm half laughing, I'm half crying. I'm just like cracking up, just like super emotional, just this entire time, just crying and just tears flowing in the mirror. But I just acknowledged that, I'm never going to be able to fight myself the way I want to. I'm never. Right? Wouldn't that be ideal? Wouldn't that be perfection? Wouldn't that be perfect for me? Wouldn't I be my own perfect opponent? I'm never going to be that. I'm never going to be perfect. Right? Isn't that why I torture myself in order to get to this place that I know I'm never going to get to? So I just made peace temporarily. I'm going to feel that fundamental dissatisfaction again. But at least in the moment for now, for when I need it, can I get some peace? So I made peace. And since then, I felt more in control of my quote unquote demon. So that was, December 21st, like around, you know, 3 or 4 something in the morning while I was at work. So then when I got home, um, what did I do? What did I do? Well, it's peak week at work, right? So I'm having to have to wake up early to get to work earlier. So my sleep was a little short. However, I had a dream. I mean, I've been having dreams. I talked about them on the last episode. And I've been paying more attention to my dreams, trying to figure out the metaphors in the dreams. I know it probably doesn't mean any one thing, but one interpretation, I can't remember the one-to-one details, but I can, remember kind of like what it symbolizes. But I remember I'm in the dream and I'm in this unknown place. I mean, most of the time when I'm in the dream, I'm in this unknown place. It starts out in this unknown place. And I'm like making my way through there. You know, I'm going. And finally, I make it to this room. And the room feels so familiar. It feels so it feels like home. It feels familiar, but it doesn't look familiar. In my dream's eyes. Like, there's 3 beds in the room. There's one like to the left. There's one like one on a bed on the left side of the room, bed on the right side of the room, and a bed at the front of the room. And there's like a window out the front. And I'm sure there's like toys in there or gadgets or whatever, like kind of like a kid's room, but it's like sunny and it's like homely and comfortable. And as I start to realize, I don't know, it's gotten a little fuzzy, but I just feel like, oh, my room. It's like I finally made it back to this place. Like, oh, my room. Almost like how it feels like when I go to Freeman Street, when I go back to my old room. It's kind of how it feels like, oh, my room. I miss my room. And then I start to wake up. And then when I wake up, I start bawling like a baby. Like a baby that just was born. Like, wah, wah, like, just start bawling like a baby. I'm there crying like a baby, like out loud, bawling out loud in my bed, just bawling for like 10 minutes straight, just bawling, tears covered up, just weeping, bawling hard, just crying hard in the bed. I just keep on saying, I miss my room. I miss my room. I miss my room. I miss my room. And I just keep on saying it out loud. I just keep on saying, I miss my room. But then as I start to come to, as I start to realize I'm awake, I start realizing that I can't go back there. And then I also start realizing that I've never been there. I start my rational mind starts to kick in and I start to remember some of the details of the room and I'm like, hold up, that's not even a real place. I've never even been there. But it felt so familiar. It's my room. I miss my room. And then I start to feel like a baby that just got born. And obviously that's how babies feel. That's the first trauma. The first trauma being ripped from the room, the womb, whatever. You're out here in this unfamiliar place. What? What is this? Well, why is it cold? Why is it so bright? Why? Why are these hard things on my back. Whatever, fingers, the person just holding you. What is this? I never felt this before. These sensations. What is this? It's like you just get scared and you start crying. It's just natural. It's the first trauma. And all you want to do is just go back. You just want to go back into your warm, familiar, homely room. That's what I be missing. That's the hole in my soul. That's what I be trying to get back to. I miss my room. I miss that feeling. Obviously, I miss my mom. Sometimes I feel that feeling like when I'm with certain people. But it never lasts forever. But I'm always trying to get it back. I'm always trying to go back. I'm always trying to get that feeling again. However I can get it. So I'm in bed, curled up, clutching myself, hugging myself, wishing somebody could hug me, wishing somebody could just hug me and hold me, my entire body, just wishing somebody could just, somebody, something, anything, somewhere, anywhere, anything, anyone, I could get that feeling again. I wish. That's what I long for. You know, I miss my room. Don't we all? Don't we all? Don't we all miss our room? Our childhood, our that feeling of like security and comfort, warmth. It's almost like it's almost not even like warmth. It's almost just non-feeling. Right? It's just non-feeling. It's like floating. That's what it feels like. It's inner warmth and it's like outer nothingness. You just don't want to feel. And that brings me to something else that I watched also. Another video that talked about childhood trauma and addiction. And you know, like what is it, that drug? Was it heroin or whatever? I never took that drug or whatever, but like they say that that's the feeling that you get, like being held in your mother's womb, like that warmth, that comfort, that non-feeling, that non-external feeling. And people just want to go back there. People just want to get back there. And if they ever experience it, they want to experience it again and again and again and again and again. Why can't you stay there? Why can't it last forever? So from the first trauma of being removed from that place, that room, that feeling, there's countless, literally countless traumas compounded on top of that. The wanting, the longing, every reason a baby cries. Every single reason a baby cries, every single thing that baby feels that's opposed to that non-feeling that they once experienced. That's trauma. That's traumatic. And it's all a first time, the first time they feel it. And they they long for that comfort. Hopefully they have parents, good parents, to tend to them and not neglect them so that the trauma doesn't intensify. Or but those traumas, hungry, I'm uncomfortable, I shit my pamper, I'm tired, I can't sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night. Hold up, I was in that place. I was in that place. Now I just woke up. Wah! I'm tired. I want to go back. Wah! I'm hungry. I'm pissed. Like I just pissed. Like I feel, I feel this. I feel that. I never felt this before. Wah! Wah! That's why babies cry. They're so used to that floating, not feeling that every single stimulus is almost traumatic. And obviously, you get desensitized to stimulus as the years go by, as you get older, as you experience those feelings over and over and over again. You either get desensitized to it, or you find ways to cope with it. You find things that soothe it, you know, whether it be like some milk, some warm milk, sucking on a breast, getting your diaper changed, nice warm diaper change, getting wrapped in a nice warm blanket, being rocked back to sleep to go back to that place that you were in when you were sleeping. Years and years of that. Then you get older now. 1 year old, crawling around, rolling around. You fall, you bump your head, pain. Ow! You know? Wow, I never felt that hurt. That's the worst pain I ever felt in my life. Ow! Wow! You know what I'm saying? You fall, you learning how to walk, you fall on your butt. Ow! Wow! Like 2 years old, all right. You know how to walk. You learned how to walk now. You're not falling on your ass. You got some proprioception. You're not bumping into tables. You're exploring your world now. I want this. I want that. Want. I want this. Want. Give me food. I'm hungry. I want this. Still need diaper change. This, that. You want this. You want that. You're exploring your entire world. Technically, like I said before, every day is the best day of your life. When you're a kid, every day is still the best day of your life until you run into something you can't get. I can't get that until your parents tell you no. No, you can't do that. You have to act like this. Then it seems like love is conditional. Now it seems like you have to like earn your love. Now it seems like you have to, be socialized and conditioned into this world that requires stuff of you, requires your suffering now. Now you have to go through now you have to go without this thing, or now you have to earn it. Now it doesn't just come to you by just going So now you learn you can't go anymore. Now you're more socialized. Now you gotta perform tasks and fulfill obligations. Now you're a big kid now. Cut it out, man. Were you making that noise? Stop crying. Like, you know better than that. Stop crying. You're not gonna get what you want by crying. That feeling is still in you, though. That longing is still in you. You still want. Still want. But now you kind of understand. You have to perform. You have to do things to earn that. And some things you just can't get. Trauma. That's traumatic. We're not even talking about, other things in life. Loss. Things that you did have that get taken away from you. Things that you didn't want to do, or things that you didn't want done to you that got done to you. Trauma. But you can't cry now. Now you gotta find some other way to cope. You gotta find something else to soothe that pain, that trauma, that longing. Candy, TV. Oh, here's your thing. So, baby, kids get bribed. Here's your thing to soothe you. Whatever that thing is. You get older, now your parents don't have that thing anymore. You gotta go out and get your own thing. Video games, whatever. Your favorite TV show, your favorite pastime, or whatever, your favorite distraction, whatever the coping mechanism is. Who knows what kind of life you're going through from that baby up to a toddler, to a child, to an adolescent, to a teenager. A whole lot of life could happen in between that. Whole lot of conditions, whole lot of external factors and coping mechanisms you could be exposed to that try to get you to that place of feeling whole again, feeling like complete, feeling satisfied. God forbid it be drugs. God forbid it be sex. God forbid it be something harmful. And I say those two things first because those things can be positive. Those things, they're so tricky. God forbid it be food. Those things are positive. Those things are necessary sometimes. And you have to find some sort of a balance to where you can have it satisfy you and soothe you without destroying you. How are you supposed to know how to balance those things? You're kind of on your own. It's all you. You have examples out here, but sometimes the examples don't always cut it. Sometimes you have to experience certain things in order to know. You have to go through it to get through it. But it all comes from a place of want. Want what? Wanting, longing to go back to that feeling of like wholeness, of completeness, that satisfaction, that ah, that feeling. Your fix. And like I said, when you don't get those things, that frustration, it manifests itself in so many different ways, in different people. Some people is sadness or depression. Some people is rage, destructive rage, that raw emotion. And it's inevitable. It can't be avoided. If you're conscious enough and rational enough, you figure out ways to channel those emotions. When I say channel them, I guess channeling is like a positive way to look at it, because when you don't, it manifests itself in other different ways, possibly self-destructive ways, or even some ways that may seem innocuous because they're not immediately self-destructive, or not even self-destructive, just destructive in general. You can turn that destruction inward on yourself or outward into the world. You can take those frustrations out into the world and hurt people with them, destroy things with them. I don't know if that was a long digression, but I think I kind of got my point across. But there was also something else I wanted to talk about, because with this acknowledged peace, be it as it may be temporary, I'm a lot more, I have felt more respectful and understanding when I see it in other people, of course. This is funny. This is funny. Because a part of what perpetuates some of these emotions is your ego. Your ego kind of tells you that you're justified in feeling this way. So, in acknowledging those dark feelings that arise from the frustration of longing and not feeling whole, you're also suppressing your ego. So, today is Thursday, you know, and I fast on Thursdays. So I'm fasted currently. I was fasted at work. I started my fast a little bit early. In consequential details, I started my fast at like 1:30 because I'm gonna have to be at work by like 5 something, and I guess I'll eat at like 5:30 ish. And that'll be my 16 hours right there. Um, I was on the train coming home from work, and when I'm fasted, I'm already just, I guess, on my road to peace, like a small road, like I'm on a little a mini path to peace in terms of like being at peace, not being tortured by my desire. At least intentionally telling myself I am not going to succumb to my desire. And in this context, it's food. Yes, I want food. Fuck, I'm hungry. I want to be snacking right now. I constantly want to be snacking. I love eating. I love food. I love putting food. I have an oral fixation. I just love putting food in my mouth and chewing it and feeling the sensation of it. I might be like talking about it too much right now because I'm on my fast, but you know, I'm on a little mini path to peace when I'm fasting. So spiritually, my energy is not spiritually, my energy is low, but it's just like I'm not, I don't have that energy. Like I'm not like, I'm sure you can even hear it in my voice right now. Like I just don't even really even got it like that. But also, like the lack of calories has me physically low energy, right? So that being said, I'm sitting on the train. I'm sitting I'm sitting down actually, but the train is crowded. So I'm kind of like bent over. I got my bag on my back. I never take my book bag off when I'm sitting down. I always keep my book bag on because I don't like putting it on the floor. Why? Right? So I'm a little bit further out of the seat because I got my book bag on, and I'm like kind of like leaning over, and I'm also like feeling like tired. I'm listening to my headphones. I'm leaning over. I felt like I had a long day. I got 4 hours of sleep yesterday, and I'm hungry. Like I was nodding off at work, so I'm just like leaning over. Like we're just leaning over, and the train's getting crowded, and then somebody just like, there's people brushing, but like, telling them I'm just on my piece shit. Like I just don't have the energy to like feel no way right now. So I'm just, let the person brush me. But they was just brushing me hard. They just kept on brushing me, brushing my head too, like brushing my head, brushing my head. And I'm just like, like I don't know. If I was in any other mind state, I'm still kind of in my like stubborn mindset. I'm still kind of in my stubborn mindset. I'm like, I'm not moving my head. Like I'm here. Like what the fuck? This is my space. I'm in my space. Like find some other fucking space. Like my head is here. What the fuck? I'm not leaning up. I was already here. So I'm keeping my head in the space, and the person just keep brushing me. But I'm not. I'm still not even getting annoyed. I'm not getting annoyed. I'm just like, really? Like the person gonna keep brushing me? But then finally, I'm just like, fuck it, man. I just don't have the energy to fight it. Like, so then I lean up. So I'm kind of now, I'm like leaning back, kind of like lounging. And I'm like, I kind of got my feet out because my feet are a little bit further out because I got my bag on my back. I'm sitting down. And then the person is like, you know, we're going stop by stop and the train is getting more crowded. So the person like steps back and they kind of step on my foot. You know how somebody steps on your foot and just as a reflex, you kind of pull your foot back. But me, I'm still trying to be in my space. Like this is my space. You stepped on my foot. Why I gotta move my foot out of its own space? So the person like stepped back, but they don't move their foot. You know, if you step on somebody's foot as a reflex, you kind of lift your foot up and like put it into its own space. But this person was still like steady, like had a little piece of their foot on my foot. So I'm just like, are we doing this right now? In my head, I'm like, are we doing this? Like this person really, I know you feel your foot touching my foot, and this is my space. I'm not moving my foot. So like, and look, this is ego also. Also, this is ego. Like, why? Why does it matter? Right? My space, my this, my that. That's ego. So I can see it a little bit. I can see it a little bit, and I move my foot back a little bit, about as little as possible, so that our feet are not touching. And mind you, this person is standing up, like, and they kind of like got their back or their side to me, and I haven't even looked up once. But I kind of like see that it's a dude, you know, kind of like stocky-ish a little bit, maybe my height. I couldn't really tell. But then like I kind of like seen his like physical features or whatever. He had like a gold watch on. He had like I took a glimpse up and he had like a face mask on or whatever, like one of them full full face masks, like the one that go completely over your head, like the ski mask, robber ski mask joints, right? So I don't even get to see what he looked like to see if he's a pussy or not. That's how I be thinking in my head. Like, let me see what this nigga look like, man. Fuck, man. But so then like I move my foot back a little bit, and the chain's getting crowded again. And he steps back onto my foot again, and I'm like, but I kind of move it, but I kind of don't. But then as he like it's like stepping on my foot, the chain's getting more crowded, and like somebody bumps into him, yo, he straight mush pushed somebody right up out of his space, like a real whole real shove, like not a passive aggressive shove. I'm talking about a fully actively aggressive mush push shove. Like he pushed that person into other people, like so much he pushed them so hard they bumped into other people. I didn't really look at anybody else's reaction because number one, my energy is low and I'm just still kind of got my head down. And I'm just like, yo, I don't have the energy for, like, I literally don't have the physical energy for this right now. But when I saw him do that, I didn't even judge it. I was just like, oh, he must be going through some shit right now. Like, that's how I thought about it. That's how I thought about it. I didn't even think, like, damn, fucking asshole. Like, nothing. I just was like, hmm, he must be going through some shit. It must be a rough morning, long life, whatever. Right? So then the train, there's another stop comes. So when he did that, when he pushed that person, I was like, and I had my headphones in, right? So I took my headphones out. Cause no, I kind of like heard him saying something. Not yeah, when he pushed that person, he said something, and I couldn't really hear what he was saying. But I was just like, maybe I should be paying attention right now. Maybe I should be present. Like I said, I should be present in transit anyway. I had my headphones on, but because I was weak, I didn't feel like going through all that shit. I just felt like soothing myself, right? I didn't feel like not having my stimulation, but I'm like, I don't have the energy for this right now. But let me just tune in because I like this nigga's on some shit right now, and let me just pay attention. So I took my headphones out, and he was talking shit, not to any. He was just talking shit. Like people were scared. Like he was talking his shit. Like these motherfuckers on the train or something. Like I couldn't even really tell what he was saying because he had the face mask on and shit. Like, so I could just feel that energy. I felt that energy. He must have been on 9. I mean, to fully actively push somebody on a crowded train like that, he was on 9. So the person next to me got up and he sat down right next to me. And then I could just hear him saying, "These motherfuckers on this train. I better hope not." I don't even know what he was saying. I'm just paraphrasing right now. But inshallah. And when he said that, I was like, uh-huh. And even me, like I was, like me, like today, I felt so not self-conscious. Like I was talking to myself out loud, thinking out loud. Like, I just didn't feel, I wasn't even thinking about myself. I was just comfortable. I just was at peace. I didn't feel self-conscious or anything. So I was just thinking out loud, talking out loud. And when he said that, I was just like, mm-hmm. And I just started nodding my head like in acknowledgement and like as if to be like, yeah, I feel you. Like I feel you. I didn't say that to him. I didn't even look in his direction because I felt like that would have been a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like when you in that, I don't know. If you know, you know. But when you on 9, don't even look over here. That's a challenge. Don't even look over here. What? What are you looking over here for? Right? That's like I felt that energy. So when I felt that, I was like, yep, I understand. And he's right next to me, legs all spread. He got his legs spread. He's really trying to claim space. He's damn near. He's not touching me, but he got his legs spread about as wide as he could spread them without actually touching me. So we just both there. My energy's on 3. Like I said, I really didn't have the energy for it, but I felt his energy, and I was just like, mm-hmm. I understand exactly where you at. I didn't say that out loud, but in my mind, this is what I'm thinking. But out, like me mouthing words out loud, what I was saying was, yeah, I'm like, what did I say? I'm like, what he said, inshallah, like, what that mean? By the will of God, right? That's Arabic, right? By the will of God. I hope that's what it means. But no matter what he meant, when you say Allah, I'm like, yep, we on the same time. And like, we not at the same energy level, but we on the same time. And I understand what's going on here. It's a long life. It's been a long day. It's been a long life, and it's gonna be a long life. It's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long existence. I pray that God brings us peace. Like, we in pain right now. All of us. We all in pain. And I pray that God brings us peace. And like, you know how, well, you don't know, but when I be on the chain, like I be steepling my hands. Like I be like, not in a, not like hands clasped, but like my pointer and my thumb in a triangle, but my fingers are clasped like right in between my legs. And he had the same pose. He had the same pose right next to me. So I'm just like, yep, I know what's going on here. I feel you. The entire time, just like he's talking his shit to himself, and the entire time just nodding my head in acknowledgement, like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, as if to say it's okay. I understand you. I feel you. But I'm not even looking in his direction. But I'm saying these things like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm saying that I'm just like acknowledging him out loud, like, mm-hmm. So if my ego, if I was to, I don't know, feed my ego or to like just let my ego lead, that would have been a confrontation because any other time when I'm on what I'm on, I be on the same shit and I'm ashamed of that. Like I say, I'm ashamed of that. And he's on his way to work probably. When I be on my way to work between the hours of like 5 something and 6 o'clock, I'm on the same energy. Get the fuck out the way. Don't touch me. Don't look over here. Move. I'm stomping up the stairs 2 steps at a time. I'm brushing past people, not saying sorry. I'm on my shit. I'm on my way. I'm on my 1-2. Like I'm trying to get where I'm trying to go. You are too, and we all moving at our own pace to our own destination. Get out of my way though. Get out of my way though. And if I brush you, get out of my way. I'm ashamed of that. I don't like being that person. I don't like feeling like that. So when I see him on that, I completely understood. I was like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that was this morning's interaction. I was just like, man, we are all in pain, and I pray that God brings us peace. I pray that God brings us all peace. We are all in our own form of pain. Some of us are at a different level of intensity. He was on 9. There was somebody across from me. He looked like, you know what I'm saying? I can feel these things. I don't like to just say, oh, I'm an empath, oh, I'm a healer, and da da da, and I sense energy and blah blah, but I do. So, like I said, we are all in pain, and I pray that God brings us peace. Like, I just ask that God brings us all peace in our in its own form for us. I don't know what he went through. I don't know what got him like that. How am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to judge him? It's so easy to be like this. Look at this asshole, right? Just like, I mean, me, I know because I reflect. And, if he gets to a space and time where he can reflect, if he has it on his spirit to regret how he behaved, then that's between him and God. But like me here in this space and time reflecting on how I am, and even other times when I'm reflecting on how I am when I'm in that mode, when I'm in that mode, you know, nobody can judge me. I feel like nobody can judge me. You don't know what's on my soul. You don't know what's on my soul. I still regret it. I'm still wrong. He was wrong. He was dead ass wrong. But what are you gonna tell him? Obviously he's wrong. But what are you gonna do? Hey, Harry, that's not right. You shouldn't do that. Or else what? What the fuck are you gonna do? You gonna do something? We could do it right now. He's on 9. He's ready for anything to set that last trigger off. Don't even look that way. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. Because it could go down right on this train right now. Don't do it. I understand exactly how he feels. That's the kind of mode I was walking around on before December 21st. That's how I understood. I understood and I respected that. I ain't bother him. I ain't look this way. I ain't challenge him. I ain't try to maintain my space. Once I felt that energy, I'm like, I just conceded. I'm like, you got it. You got it, bro. Like, I feel you, bro. Like, I dead ass feel you. Like, when I say I feel you, like, I mean that the literal way. Like, I actually feel what you're feeling. I feel that. I feel that. You on 9 right now, and I feel that. So, I say that to say, I guess the more you understand yourself, the more you understand other people. I've said that before. Um, it's 10:29 a.m. I said I was gonna get more sleep. I just killed a lot of time recording this episode in the bath. Now I'm gonna have to, cut my sleep a little short again. You know, I set my alarm for 3:33 yesterday, and that dream. When I woke up from it, bawling, crying, when I was finally done crying, I didn't even look at my phone. I didn't look at anything. I was just bawling, crying, crying hard, crying, just crying, crying when I woke up. When I finally stopped crying and I finally decided to turn around and look at my phone, well, what do you know? It was 3:29 or something like that, like 2 minutes before my alarm. But even as I was crying right there, I just felt like I can't go back to sleep on this. Like even like no matter how much time I have left, it could have been like 12 in the afternoon, and I wouldn't have wanted to go back to sleep after crying like that, crying that hard. But luckily, it was 2 minutes before my alarm. So I don't know. Maybe I'll wake up, and my alarm was way earlier than it usually be. My alarm usually be like 4:14 or something like that. But yeah, my sleep's gonna be short again today. But I had to document the day that I had. I felt like it was necessary. So I hope you learned a little bit. You probably didn't laugh too much. Hope you got some insight into how and why we're like this. Thanks for listening.